Hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. We are just about to get started here. All right, we are live. We got Newt versus Rainmaker. This is the League, ARH League 57 finals. So you can see here the bracket that these competitors made their way through. They both made it to the end here. We've got Newt on the Partisan Burn deck. I love to see that. Faced that deck many a time. That deck is terrifying. And then we've got Rainmaker on some mods, some mod love with Bix. And do I see... I don't see cluster missiles. Okay, so this is not necessarily a cluster missile combo deck. This is just pretty fair mods. So let's do it. Alright, these guys are still getting set up. So we'll give them some time. I'm going to post the stream, get people in here, watching, enjoying. So let's do it. Got some tunes going. All right. So, hey, what's up, Swag Dean? Let's take a look back at these lists here. I'm not quite sure who's favored here. So both competitors here have a 3-wide deck. The Partisan Burn deck can really dish out some damage. And the thing about this Rainmaker deck is he really needs to be making some money, right? Obviously, Bix can PA, play a mod from hand or discard pile, reducing its cost by 1, but still, over the course of the game, you gotta be playing. I mean, your game plan here is to get out supports, get out vehicles, and then you gotta pay for that stuff. So he's gonna have to resolve a lot of resources, which is going to tick up Cham Syndulla. Of course, when your opponent resolves a resource, Tam ticks up, and then he can dish that back out at you as indirect damage. So, gonna be interesting. Not quite sure. I'm sure there's lots of opinions out there, but I'm not sure who I would say is favored here. Let's see what else we got going on here. Well, the good news is Lando does bring the Falcon with him during setup. So you get a free Falcon. So that's going to be huge. Alright, Rainmaker's back. I think we're just about ready here. Dean, everything coming through okay? Audio, video, let me know. Alright, here we go. So Bix, as I said, she can include red mods, although that's not really relevant because he already has a red character. Play a mod decreasing its cost. Of course, Lando brings the Falcon, and the Rebel pilot is just value with piloting. And then, of course, we got Cloud City. So that could be pretty clutch. If he's able to get and everybody profits with that, that's going to save him some pain. Now, let's see. What... Thanks, Dean. Let's see. What... so, of course, with the Insurgent Group plot, you may include up to 4 cards of any affiliation or color in your deck. Let's see which... If he brought any villain cards. Well, everybody profits, of course, would be the villain. Let's see if that's what he brought. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, Annihilator droids. Interesting. He brought 2 Annihilator droids and 2 Arrestor cruisers. That's spicy. I like it. All right, Newt, what you got, man? See if you're able to play those. He did not bring the usual everybody profits in Den of Thieves, which I think I've seen a lot of players do. I know Casey, who I played many times on this deck. Well, he was on this deck, rather. I typically would see him bring the everybody profits via the plot, as well as Den of Thieves. Alright. So, not necessarily going to be looking at their hands the whole time and sort of predicting what they might play. We'll just kind of take a peek every now and again to see kind of general hand strength for any given round. But yeah, we'll just kind of see how the game goes. This will be fun. Again, this is the ARH League 57 Finals. We got NuteShunsRey versus Rainmaker here. They fought their way, I think, way back in August. This finals is a little late, but that's okay. Better late than never. They fought their way to make it here. Of course, now the ongoing league for November is League 60. Alright, looks like we are going to be on Undercity. Power action, draw a card. And then bottom deck a card from your hand. Claim, draw a card as well. So, Newt's going to be up first. And then here's the Falcon that gets brought into the game from Lando. It's pretty strong. 2-gun, 3-gun. Those 2 shields are going to be very relevant. That's the thing against this burn deck. There's going to be times when you are quite happy to resolve shield. So Lando does have a shield side. The pilot has a shield side. I bet those are going to be relevant. Now, of course, the Falcon does have some versatility in its special. Remove a shield from a card. Could be your opponent's card. Then resolve another side of this die. So let's just take a quick peek here. We've got certainly BMO is a huge part of the strategy here. Removing resources from Cham and other things. Improvised explosives is going to trigger BMO, the emo droid. Blue milk. It's ramp, and it's also going to tick up Cham because your opponent will gain a resource from it. Then over here we've got we got a vehicle. Not sure if we'll have a chance to play that, but looks like he's already got a freighter down, which is awesome. So this is actually another awesome card here to get out a cheap or free mod. Before the support becomes activated by piloting, you may search your deck for a mod. Played on the support if able sets a before effect. The rare and complex before effects in Destiny. Gotta love them. Automated turret, that's a good one. So one thing I learned about this card recently is that it's not, you don't get to choose the character. So the first time an opponent activates a character, it's going to ping that guy, right? So, which is still very good, right? You can't necessarily target the character you want to burn down, but you're still getting a direct damage hit. So he's gonna pilot. What's he gonna get? No, he's gonna overwrite. Okay. Ah, very good. Special on this thing is roll a die on an attached mod into your pool. That's pretty good. I'm sure he's quite happy to take that shield. And then, of course, after you activate attached vehicle, you may exhaust this upgrade to re-roll a vehicle or upgrade die.
Show me the one whose safety deemed such destruction.
So I would imagine that this mod deck on Rainmaker's side is probably going to have a bit of an advantage early on, just because I think it's got a little bit more of a bite to it, whereas this burn deck, it needs, you know, Cham to tick up his resources. It needs to find its burn cards. So yeah, we're gonna see how it plays out. It does. It's not quite clear who either competitor wants to target first here. Although I do think it does actually look like Newt wants to kill the pilot first, which makes sense. Lowest health character and does take a pretty decent die off the table. And of course we have this Guardian of the Wills. He is going to be a very useful Guardian in this match. And this is very relevant. So the Insurgent group plot does give each of these partisans +1 health. So that's 10, 22, 32 health. That's unbelievable. 32 health. Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm really curious to see if Newt is able to get out the Annihilator droid or the Arrestor Cruiser. Those are the villain cards he chose to bring with the plot. Gonna be scary times if he gets either of those on the board. Another mod or another vehicle coming down. Another very reliable way here to ping a damage. The Partisan X-Wing. Super strong vehicle. Like I said, Cham is going to be ticking up this game. There's BMO. Here comes the first barrage of 3 indirect damage. Looks like Rainmaker is happy to let Lando Calrissian be a meat shield. Let's see who Rainmaker pings with this X-Wing. Oh no, he can't forget that trigger. That's huge. I don't think he indicated who he wants that damage to go on. That is a May effect. I mean, I may have missed it, but I don't think he did.
Like a panther.
Yep, as I said, quite happy to take shields against a burn deck. Well, of course, you have no way to reroll those dice anyway. So I'm really curious to see if Rainmaker remembers the Partisan X-Wing ping damage from having a mod next round. So let's keep an eye on that. I'm sure Rainmaker's quite happy to have that Headstrong in his hand. Let's see what Newt has. Oh, Newt's got 2 copies of Sanctuary. That card is unbelievable. The renew keyword. To be honest, this card probably should say spot blue, but it doesn't. It's extremely powerful. You got non-force users able to renew. Man, look at this board state over here on Rainmaker's side. All these vehicles. Let's see. What's he going to get? Oh, there it is. The automated turret. Such a good card. Yeah, so Newt's got a lot of health to chew through. Well, I should say Rainmaker has a lot of health to chew through on Newt's side. Let's see, how much does Newt have? Newt's got, or excuse me, Rainmaker's got 8 at 19. $27 health. Okay.
This resistance.
Uh-oh. Disconnected in the middle of spending a resource. Give him a second to come back. Alright, so as we're waiting for Rainmaker to come back here, he's moving his laptop to a better spot in his house for Wi-Fi. Yeah, just a refresher here. This is our ARH League League 57 finals. This was the original bracket from a couple months ago. So Rain and Newt been waiting for this moment here to finish out this finals game. We've got Rainmaker on Hero Mods with Bix. And then Newt is on the Partisan Burn deck. Probably need me to promote, so let's do that. Okay. Let's pick up right where we left off. I think he was about to spend one resource to play something. Co-pilot. That is a solid card. Pilot. And he's now a pilot. And she's not a pilot, but he can always play a second copy. So that effectively gives him +2 health. He probably, well, I guess the thing is, he does have that headstrong in his hand. He doesn't have enough money to pay for it. But the thing is, Newt doesn't quite have super strong dice yet that he's rolling out. Right? You got single die Cham, you got the one partisan U-wing die that can roll out, so he's probably not too concerned about using that headstrong in his hand. But it does look like Rainmaker got the X-wing ping damage this time. Three to the pilot. You don't hate it when Bix rolls the two-gun side. Pretty solid. Newt's done 12 damage so far. And I know some of it got soaked up on shields. Compare that to Rainmaker's 6 damage. So I don't know what it is about that X-wing. Okay, there it goes. He remembered it. I thought he was going to forget that ping again. There's the strike a deal on the +2. That takes up Cham. Happy about that, right? All these cards that give your opponent a resource, which is normally a downside, a way to balance them. You know, Cham's quite happy to give them money. It advances his burn strategy. Rainmaker's got a lot of dice in the pool. Now, as I said, Newt, he doesn't have any multi-die removal right now, but he does have some pretty effective single-die removal. I would have rather seen the Sanctuary on that 3-for-1, to be honest. I'm not sure why he played Strike a Deal. That would have been 3 shields. You can always strike later. But that 3-for-1 is pretty much your highest value target for that Sanctuary.
You're a good soldier, Rex.
It does look like Newt may have missed the BMO trigger. When he power action Cham at the beginning of this round, he's removing resources from him. That should have triggered BMO for an extra ping. Unless this power action token's from the prior round, which I don't think it is. Pretty solid reroll. What's the special do again? Roll a die on an attached mod into your pool. That's pretty good considering the mod itself is heavy laser cannon. It's a very powerful die.
I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you.
Newt has decided to switch targets here. I guess because of the value of the co-pilot upgrade, the +1 health it's giving. Quite the mercenary. Plainly opponent dealt damage. Heal 2 damage from that character and turn one of that character's character dice on any side. He flips it to a shield. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Rainmaker recognizing the power of longevity in this game as he builds his board and stays alive. The ability to get off his pings, similar to Newt's game plan, of course. They, in many ways, they both have like ping burn strategy here. Outrider activation effect. I don't know if that's a May effect or not. Yeah, it's a May effect. Okay. After you activate the support, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck, place one of those on the bottom, then the other to your hand. He doesn't want to draw for some reason. Yeah, see, I would have rather seen that Sanctuary get played earlier. Although he did play the Outrider, which is advancing his game plan more, right? Play to win rather than play not to lose. Flipping into a special. And Rainmaker can do nothing about it. But the thing is, I don't think Newt did the activation effect on the Outrider. So I'm not sure how he knows what this card is. Oh, that's absolutely disgusting. Wow. Play the bottom card of your deck for free or resolve one of your other dice. Yep, he's able to get out an Annihilator Droid. Although that's a dead Cham. Let's see if he has enough health here to stick it through. The Annihilator. After you resolve this die, place 1 damage on it, deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to the number of damage tokens on the support to a max of 3. Yeah, very good. And you can power action to roll it back in. So that thing's going to be on full potency next round. Going for full damage here. That's pretty good. Happy to get his shield off of Nemec, and then get... This is going to be 1 gun plus 2 indirect. It's going for the damage side. Alright, we are going to reset. This is going to be a very close game. Both players have some very powerful vehicles out. Oh, man. What's up, Norm? Norm, if you would like to join, come on into OTS. I'm in the Jedi Chambers. I'll drag you in. Yeah, I must have missed for him to have with certainty known that Annihilator was on the bottom. Because I didn't see him do the after activation effect on the Outrider. So. Alright, I would imagine someone's going to win this round with how much health either player has left. Alright, let's take a peek since this is probably the last round of the game I would predict. Let's take a look at their hands. So, Newt is pretty light on removal here. That's going to hurt a lot. I mean, he does have a Rallying Cry, but it's conditional. Yeah, so that's nice. Yeah, he's able to do it on that too. And, yeah, Rainmaker is sitting pretty here with these Headstrongs, but he can only pay for one currently. So those are going to likely be key cards that we'll see. And just a reminder, this is the League 57 Finals. There's the bracket. Of note here, the fact that Newt chose to bring in, with his partisan plot, Annihilator Droid and Arrestor Cruiser, which I absolutely love at Spice. And it's paying off, as we see that he was able to cheat out an Annihilator Droid with the Outrider. And he's got another Outrider special. I think at this point, though, he would probably rather have its 3-gun side. Oh, I see you there, Norm. 1 second. Hey! What's up,
Hey.
Norm?
All
Welcome. Right. You're live.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Oh, okay. I'll send you the password.
Yep.
What do you think so far?
It's curious because I came in a little late. I assume this is still game 1.
This is game 1, yes.
Yeah, and it was some interesting choices on Newt's part, but Rainmaker knows what the heck he's doing with that deck. He kind of originated that monstrosity, so exciting to see though. I think that that there was, well, Newt knows also what he's doing in manipulating that Outrider stuff, so it's very possible that we just didn't see that a little bit there earlier. I do think he could have been using the Sanctuary more offensively, though. The only thing I would probably suggest, and might be the reason why he did strike a deal there, would have been the conserving resources. But I'm just not sure.
You mean last round?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly paid off, right? Because he was able to get out the Outrider.
Yeah.
But it's just such good value if you can remove a 3-value die and then get 3 shields.
Yep.
But,
And it looks like YouTube is still showing your list and not the actual game.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. It's interesting, too. I think both players missed a couple of triggers here and there, right, over the course of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not clear how much it matters, but, when you're playing these kinds of decks, to truly maximize them, you gotta catch every trigger. Right, every Nemo, every X-Wing.
Yeah. Well, especially for these two really good players, and the fact that Newt is essentially, he's playing an indirect damage deck. This deck is just absurd in the amount of output that it has at the top level can produce. I'll note that, like, coming in, I mean, the fact I saw B2 and I was like, oh crap. But then realizing it's like, wait, this is later in the game. He should be a little farther along. The other side of the board looks horrific for him. I mean, the massive laser cannons, the heavy laser cannons, 2 of those on an XS. I mean, good grief. The Falcon and 2 partisan X-Wings and 2 automated turrets. I mean, Rainmaker's built a great deck here as well. I think he's got the advantage right now, but I wouldn't put it past what Newt can put out in a turn is crazy sometimes.
Yeah, it's very tough to, as we can see here, Newt is trying to stall and not activate his characters, because the moment he does, one of them is going to take 2 damage from those automated turrets.
Right, and so he may actually make a choice not to activate his characters because those dice just aren't as valuable in certain cases. Like, notice how he already used the Partisan X-Wing to put out the Guardian of the Wills die.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's just
Rainmaker's assessing that it's just too valuable to not remove that die.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of correct. He's just got to do it that way. But now, he's still going to roll it back in. Oh. Now, I don't know what he put underneath for that Outrider special, but it's interesting that he has chosen not to do that. So here's an interesting point. Okay. Yeah, so here's a fun... you know what he's trying to do? Oh, shoot. Okay, look at what Outrider does. I didn't even realize this was a combo. Outrider special on the Annihilator Droid die is as if it's resolving the Annihilator Droid die, so he'll get the extra indirect damage off of it. That's his game plan. That's what he wants. Oh my gosh. He can potentially just win off of this. I just look at if he can't remove, I assume he sees it, but that's that Annihilator Droid die is worth now 8 damage to him.
1, 2, 3.
Actually, no, it's worth 10.
Wow.
Whoa, that's freaking scary. He might be. How much his health is left? He's got what, 3? Oh, gee, good lord, this is terrifying. Can he win this right here? He might.
It's pretty.
He's got 5 health, 6 health on Bix, counting co-pilot. 3 health on Rebel Pilot, 3 health on Lando, right? No, or does co-pilot give Lando +1? So he's 12 health. Oh, Lordy mercy.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. That is the often overlooked side of the Outrider. But with an Annihilator Droid paired up with it, ooh, buddy.
He doesn't even care. Oh, Lordy mercy. This is he is down to a wire here. And without none of them with resources, this is nuts. What has he got in removal? Does Rainmaker have any removal?
Rainmaker does have a Headstrong in his hand.
That's not going to matter.
No way to pay for it. He's got Greed. So he's pretty
Greed
much
doesn't matter either.
Sitting duck. He needs to...
He's just got to roll in and hope he gets some damage. And he needs... Oh, man, because his only hope at this point is rolling in massive indirect off of the excess freighter.
Yep. Yeah, because the automated
this
turret
is
damage
so gross.
is just not going to do anything. So yeah, he needs those heavy turbo laser cannons to do some work.
Yeah. So what he's got to do here, he's going to have to. If he sees it, I'm assuming Newt sees it. Newt's action. I don't know why he's not snapping this. What is he doing? Maybe he doesn't see it.
Wow. I would have thought I would have thought that was part of his strategy. Why bring the Annihilator Droid, and specifically Outrider?
Why? I don't understand. What's going on? Is he trying to discard? What does he want out of this?
Oh man, yeah, he's
Whoa. Okay. So he's going for the kill shot here.
Oh, that's...
Okay, that's a pretty good kill shot, actually.
Yeah, because Newt's got, what's that, 3... He only has 5 health left.
He's done. So because I think he screwed this up because he by not resolving for 5 damage, he needed 3 actions basically.
Yep.
And he's 1 action behind because he can now die in 2 actions.
Yeah, because
he could have been okay. He could have been okay off of that. I think that's 5.
12 health, as you said. 12 health was on Rainmaker's side.
Yeah.
So he needed 3 resolutions of that Annihilator droid.
Well, no, he just needs the two resolutions of it for 10 damage, and then the other 2 off of the other one. Yeah.
Yep.
The
Partisan U.
Whatever that card is. Yeah, the Partisan U-Wing. But now he's got a problem because he's got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's actually dead on board just with rolling the 5 indirect there. And does he have any removal in his hand?
He does not. He's got 3
okay,
vehicles in his hand.
So he is kind of it might not have mattered then unless he has some sort of trick that I'm not thinking of, but I don't think he's got a prayer. But he didn't take the optimal move either.
I wonder if he was I can't imagine. Maybe he was trying to get the 2 melee on the Guardian of the Wills. But
he's not counting right then. I think he's trying to figure out if he's got another option, and he probably is realizing he doesn't. But I mean, he made some good moves in preserving himself by not activating the Guardian, not activating Mr. What's his name? Mr. Nemec, yeah, Karras. It's like Chris.
Newt's a local to you, right, Norm?
He is. Yep. He's my boy.
I met him at the I Will Make It Legal event.
That's right. He's a good fella. It's hard to believe that I've been playing with him for about 6 years now.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just love the fact that he brought the Annihilator droid, right? Instead of sort of the quote-unquote safe options of Everybody Profits and Den of Thieves. Those are the cards I typically see brought in with the partisan plot.
Yep.
But I love that he really took a swing for the fences with those.
Well, I'll tell you, he and I are huge fans of the Arrestor Cruiser. We think that card is amazing. Okay, so he just scooped on that.
Yep. Let me take a look at the Arrestor Cruiser. It's a card I don't often see. Arrestor. It's a 4-drop villain capital ship. After you play the support, you may exhaust an opponent's support. And
so it's like removal.
That's very
It's
good.
like an extra disrupt.
I love cards that have an enter the battlefield ability.
Yeah.
Like Titans and Magic. Play a vehicle from your hand or discard pile, decreasing its cost by 1. Yeah.
It's like on reveals in Marvel Snap. It's a beautiful thing.
I never did play Marvel Snap.
Oh, you should. It's really fun.
I hear good things.
I'm a fan. I occasionally stream. You can, if you go to my twitch.tv/LTNorm, I was actually streaming a little last night on my Infinite Conquest run.
Nice.
Which was pretty fun. And then I got steamrolled in another Infinite Conquest run. So
I don't even know what that means. Infinite Conquest.
Yeah, it's just a game mode.
I think as you noted, Rainmaker had a very powerful board state. He had an awesome start.
Oh yeah, it sure looked like it.
He power action Bix to play a mod, and then he actually was able to get that mod onto the Access Freighter. With the before ability, he played the heavy turbo cannon, overriding it, and he just got the value train going.
So it looks like based on I'm on a delay of seeing hands based on the YouTube window I have open here, but all Rainmaker kept in his opening was the Y-wing, not the Y-wing, the mod that has the kind of predecessor to the Y-wing on it, the automated turret.
Yep. Well, he got the freighter again. He's got a very good hand.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can see that.
Very good
hand. Lord. Okay.
Let's see what Newt's got going on here. Newt's got a pretty awkward hand.
Well, double ugly is not to be trifled with, though. Those uglies, one of the things that you have to kind of realize when you're in this type of support deck, you're the control deck. When you're a support deck, you're trying to outlast so that you can build inevitability on the board, thereby making it that you just can't really lose once you get to the point of no return for them. As long as you survive, you're gonna win. As opposed to the aggro decks, which are trying to just put out as much damage as quickly as possible, and that's like your Snoke Kira type stuff. In truth, really, both of these decks are kind of control-y in this regard. But what you definitely have to have happen is you got to be building up your board state, and that's where like things like Bix come into play, where you absolutely want to be using her power action to get that extra resource essentially every turn.
Yep.
Similarly, you want that excess freighter because you absolutely need to be putting out those more mods every turn, because that's kind of like the ability to pull anything is like having an extra card in your hand, and the more turns you do that, the more likely you are to win, and so on and so forth with these types of abilities and actions. So he doesn't even care the fact that, like, okay, so he rolled out some of this stuff so that he can get that automated turret. He's going to Bix power action over here. Oh, he's using his battlefield ability to try and dump something out of Newt's hand.
He's not going to be able to hit anything.
He's not going to get anything,
but he's going to have some helpful knowledge here that he's pretty much.
But he's going to know
free reign this round, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's going to know what's going on. And another reason why this is super important for Rainmaker to be getting like the mods and the excess freighter out is because those are fewer resources counted for Cham. And Cham is annoying as heck because he's basically like every time you generate a resource, you're ticking down your health pool, right? Like that kind of sucks. And once again, like B2E mode is doing the same thing. So it's just really, really rough when that sort of thing happens. And that's the power of Newt's deck in particular, is that it preys on some of the stuff that other decks really want to do, which is just generate resources.
Yep.
Bix is kind of a nice little counter to that, because that's not her power action is not a generated resource. It's just reducing cost, similar with the excess freighter, right? So that's where where we can say probably he's in a really good spot here.
Yeah, that's very interesting. The way these decks have been pitted against each other.
Well, I'm beginning to think that in general, in the early meta, aggro tends to reign, because everybody's just trying to experiment and trying to figure out where stuff is going. So aggro tends to get a lot of attention, and that's, I think, where we're kind of a slow moving meta because we're just not as large as we used to be as a community, and that's okay. So things like Snoke Kira, which was kind of overbalanced already, really just won even more with the latest set with things like Dark Devastation and so on, and so that made that deck just super powered.
You mean the Sun Kira?
I'm sorry, yeah, Sun Kira. I didn't mean not Snoke Kira, Sun Kira. You're correct.
Yes. But yeah.
But now that that's kind of been out of the mix because of the Path to Mastery restriction, it made it a little more possible for the kind of king of mid-range decks, which is really Yaddle Luke at this point, to kind of make a difference. And then I think the end game in this sort of thing is where control decks kind of end up. Big board state decks like this tend to win out in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, when I think control, I think a deck that runs a fair amount of removal. Let me just take a quick peek at Rainmaker's list. I mean, he's got...
Yeah, but your health pool is also part of your removal in a manner, right?
Sure,
like
right. Going 3 wide, absolutely.
The difference between, a 35 health deck and a 20 health deck is just mammoth, right?
Yep. Lately, I've been, in a lot of the decks I've been building, I've been deliberately going light on removal.
Yeah, and we have so many options now that they're, for either soft removal or various other types of manipulation that, or even upgrades that function as partial removal, whether, for various reasons, right? It might be Force Sense that is removal, or Dark Devastation, which can blank a die, or Force Valor, or various other things kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
And then, as we also like to say, the best removal is a dead character. So, so there's different kind of perspectives that you can kind of take toward that end.
Yep. Yeah, I think last game he was only able to PA Cham twice for a total of 5 indirect. So that's the current benchmark at this point.
So he's doing 3 damage here.
Yep. So there's the first set of 3.
Yeah. So he wants to do it every turn simply because he wants to trigger that B2 emo. It also
can remember the trigger. He didn't remember the trigger on B2 emo.
He didn't, because he took 3 damage.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Do you have to exhaust? I don't want to hover over it, and just in case he didn't, let me.
No, no. It's so the exhaustion is when
after you remove 1 or more resources from a card in play, you may deal 1 indirect damage.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You don't actually exhaust it. My bad.
Yeah, you exhaust it only when you spot Cassian or Marva, and then you give a character a shield.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So this is where, like, you can triggering B2 more than once a turn is what he wants to do. It's why he's always looking for things like I've played him in one Top Cut match, I think last 2 months ago or so, because I've been kind of pretty absent the past couple months due to varying life things. And he last Top Cut thing I did was with him and on this deck, and he just steamrolled me because he hit like B2 and improvised explosive first turn both games, and it was just like
yeah, it's a powerful deck. Let me just take a quick look. And does Newt have Think on Your Feet? He does. He has 2 copies to Think on Your Feet. Because that's Does he have improvised explosive? I don't. He does.
Oh, well, I thought at least in previous versions he did.
He does. So those 2 cards are probably the most common ways to trigger B2 emo. Obviously, aside from Cham.
Well, yeah, Cham is his go-to. He wants to do that every turn, which is why he's always going to keep B2, in his starting hand, period.
Yep.
He's almost always going to keep things like improvised explosive because those are just so valuable to him. And because they also are triggered, you can use that as a trigger for Think on Your Feet and so on.
So Newt's got a better hand this time. He's got a couple pieces of removal, a couple of strong vehicles I'm sure he'd like to play. He's got the Arrestor Cruisers, he's got the Partisan U-Wing. I would imagine he would prioritize the Partisan U-Wing just because of it's effectively 2 dice. I could be wrong.
It depends. If he sees an opportunity, he will play the Arrestor Cruiser first. I guarantee it, because he'll want to do something like, if he can exhaust that XS Cruiser before it activates, holy moly, he's going to be happy.
Yeah, that's huge.
Or if he can even remove the Falcon die that way, he'll be very happy to do that. So I mean, there's a lot of reason for him to consider playing the Arrestor first. If he can catch him off guard and disrupt a resource as well, he's going to be very happy to do that. Plus, the Arrestor has a 2 resource side. And if he's got another vehicle in his hand, then he might even be able to get more out of that by using the special. So, one way or another, I think he favors that Arrestor Cruiser really hard.
Okay.
So, the card is very powerful. We were... What was it in the last one of the mid cycle championship? We were both on this ridiculous list that we put together that was like Snoke, and it was a rainbow Snoke deck. We haven't seen that in forever, right? And it was Nita, Snoke, and who was our yellow? I can't even remember. Oh, it was Beckett. Beckett, yeah.
Oh, Beckett.
Snoke,
okay.
Nita, Beckett. So the 3-die deck with crucial intel. Just ridiculous. And the Arrestor Cruiser is a big highlight of that because, Nita will pull it. It's a cap ship. and it does all sorts of stupid stuff for you.
Yeah, I think I've slept on it, to be honest.
A lot of people have, I think. It's the cap ship that we always wanted but never had.
Yeah.
Yeah, some pretty silly stuff.
3
with it.
gun, 3 indirect, 2 money, special. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And special's good because it's like, oh, here's 3 shields, or, you know, get yourself a put something out for a resource, 1 resource less, and roll its die out. Well,
Right.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Cham's the leader here, so.
Mm-hmm. Man, he's like, he is just really wishing he had a resource side right now. If he can just, I'm would not be surprised if he's thinking about just shifting to a. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, because he does have a truce in hand.
Oh, he's gonna do. He's gonna be so disappointed. Watch what. So he's gonna truce and resolve. Or actually, I guess he's gonna take the resolve. Then he's gonna truce and play the Arrestor Cruiser, and he's gonna catch him on either the Y wing or the Resistance X wing or that XS.
Yeah,
Okay, so he
still pretty.
He figures it out. He figures it out. He's overwriting for the this automated turret. Okay. Okay. Goodness. Yep. Move your dice. That's not bad. What's he gonna reroll? Yeah.
Wow. What a
So there's what, 7, 8, 9, 12 damage. There's look, even more.
Man, this
Yeah.
heavy laser cannon, that is solid.
It's brutal. And it's so good with that XS Raider. Oh man.
Does that change the strat here? Right, you got to balance the force in hand. I think, let's see here. 1, 2.
He's
3,
got
4, 5,
X.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. It's like dump the 3 direct.
Both conditions are going to be met on the balance the force.
Oh, what's he thinking? What are you thinking, boy? Like this is where he's probably counting it up and just seeing where, okay, this is what I can afford to lose. Whereas the opportunity cost of not playing the Arrestor Cruiser here is non-trivial, because like if he truces, he even is disrupting that resource that he gives him with the truce.
Right, and taking a Cham. Yeah, you're right. It's the play to win versus play not to lose mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
it's just that is a lot of damage staring down.
It is a lot of damage, but keep in mind he's got what, 32 health here. So
true, he's only got 3 damage on his characters.
Yeah,
so you're right.
Comparably, you've got 28, 28 health, and he's already ticked him down 6, versus 32 ticked down 3. So it's 22 to 29. He's making. I mean, you got to make the calculation. He'll go down to like 17. Then with the Arrestor Cruiser and dealing 6 out of that, maybe figure out what he gets. I don't know. Like, he could probably get him down to comparably low. And he's also got to remember that, like, he by eliminating that Partisan X-Wing here, he will prevent that, 2 dice coming out. So I think, in my opinion, I think he's probably should be considering very heavily, which he is. I know he is. He's considering the Arrestor Cruiser play. That's probably correct.
And I mean, Newt is also showing 6 damage himself, right? So he's got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that Arrestor Cruiser come down.
With control decks, you're thinking like a turn ahead here, and it's like, where am I developing the board state? And he knows what he.
Oh, there it is.
Here he's doing it.
Truce.
Boom and boom. Tick up the Cham. He ticked it.
Oh, I love
There's
it.
the arrestor. Disrupt, remove. That's removing 2 dice, deleting a resource.
Oh man,
Yep.
there it goes. And
So
here
he's
it
going to
is.
be dealing, 2, 4, 6, 9 damage at least after the Cham. And yeah, he's going to be taking a beating here, but that's just kind of what you got to do sometimes. That's how you play control. So kudos for him figuring it out. I think that was the right play.
That was exciting. It was nice to see that sort of thought process happen in real time.
Boom. And so okay, there. So I didn't even remember that. Like I'm not actively seeing his hand here, but yeah, the rallying cry is another reason to do that because he can get rid of more off the board that way anyway. So when you think about it, with the partisan X-wing and the dorsal turret potentially lined up to do something else, you're kind of looking at like the balance of the force is almost negated just by that.
Right.
So there's a good reason why even, that's probably just not the right move. He's got himself in a reasonable position here.
He's got 2 cards to reroll.
Well, he's only going to have one because I imagine he's.
Ah, yes.
I mean, it's possible that he could go for just reroll both of those dice, Rainmaker, that is, the Rebel pilot and Han, and maybe trying to go for 4 damage. He's probably going to reroll at least once here. What's Rainmaker got in his hand?
Rainmaker
Quite a mercenary.
has...
Neither of which you can play.
Neither of which you can play.
Okay, yeah, he's got it. He's going to easily take one of those. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So he's going to... Okay, dumps the balance. Fair enough. Look at that. And he's fine with this. Like, he's going to deal 3, 7, 10, 12 damage here. So he basically went from looking at... I'm staring down potentially 12 to 14 damage to taking, 10? He took 10, and then he ended up doing more damage. That's the power of the Arrestor Cruiser.
Yep. Arrestor Cruiser, brought to you by
No, don't do that. Well, he may... What are you doing, dude? Yeah. So he's going to have to do 4 damage here. Look at this. Beautiful. Yep. So he's saying do 4.
Well, both players had pretty solid rounds there.
Yep. Now, is he going to play that Uta Guta solo or quite a mercenary in his hand, though? I guess he might not because he can't do the turn. But maybe he will. Does he enable... Can he turn it any die? Turn one of that character's now. So he's taking the... Doing the heal. Okay.
Norm, he can heal off of indirect, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I think that was in the article that discussed this card. Because play only if an opponent dealt damage to one of your scoundrel characters. I think it was ruled that...
Yeah. It's dealt... It is still... It's... I'm fairly sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Because the damage was dealt to... Yeah, it's resolved against a player, but the damage is still dealt to the character.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that being quite a healthy discussion about, does it still count as... Well, that was quite a fun round. I just love that you have been like on your soapbox about the arrestor cruiser, and what a way for it to hit the table.
Yeah, that was pretty demonstrably cool.
Yes, it was. Oh, okay. So we have more ways to tick up Cham, which is probably good here, considering he's not long for this world. I think Newt would probably be happy to resolve, I don't know, any side off of Cham, to be honest, preferably like his 3 indirect side.
Yeah.
And then PA him before he goes. But otherwise, he is stuck with no removal. And then let's see. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so Rainmaker's got a pretty good hand here. He's got 2 cycle cards and a Headstrong.
Headstrong's not too powerful against him overall, just because he doesn't put out stuff that
True.
Puts out 2 dice at a time. Like
Yeah.
Mimic's the main thing.
It's definitely awkward for sure.
Yeah, and the double lavish cape's really good for him though. That's going to be solid, and the co-pilot's going to get him like that's good stuff for him overall. And he's got a reasonable board state, so this is going to get tight. Newt could still lose here. I would say like he overall might be in a bit of an advantage mode, but this is going to help him a lot. He gets a heal. He's going to be doing multiple damage this way. Man, this is going to be tricky.
It's interesting that co-pilot is in Rainmaker's deck because it doesn't hit the 3rd character. He still finds it valuable enough.
Yeah, I might have misspoken earlier. I kind of thought that I might have been counting Bix as having 10 health as a result of co-pilot, and I just didn't.
No, I don't think you. I don't think you did.
I think I might have.
Well, I thought we both had it up to 12, but either way, it's just an interesting choice. That
it's fine. It's kind of fine. He kind of needs a second pilot because he wants to make sure that he doesn't just like get screwed by the rebel pilot going down quick.
Right.
And because he has to, like, he wants that excess freighter to just always be going. Notice what he immediately went to activate that thing now because he doesn't want to get arrested again. He obviously doesn't know what's in Newt's hand, but he cannot allow himself to get to because that's just too big.
Yep, 5 dice. I mean, or 4 dice. Yeah, I mean, This is essentially his win con is all tied up in this excess freighter.
In many respects, yeah. Just gonna see what he can get out of this. It's not a good roll-in for him, that's for sure. But he's hopeful. Like getting all these rerolls is just crazy. So the Artcaster is going to reroll something else. I think it has to reroll a die. Okay, so it can reroll even the blank here. So he definitely not optimal for him. By the way, note, I'm sure people have noticed this. The Mimic, just by activating, ticks up Cham 1.
Yes.
And that's kind of, extra significant. It's just
I mean,
so many ways.
That's 4 damage coming from Cham and BMO.
Yeah.
And then Nemec just happened to roll out his damage sides. I mean, that's 7 damage right there.
Yeah, and he's got what? The Rebel, like, he needs to almost resolve those shields. He's got 1, 2, I guess that's 7, so 9. He's only got 13 health left. Comparatively, so 13 for Rainmaker for a moment, and then he's got 6 and 6 and 6, so 18 health. So Rainmaker's behind, but he has a little bit ahead on board state. He just has to get some good rolls here. Okay. The Undercity does nothing.
Now he knows.
Yeah.
Here comes the 4.
Here comes 4.
Drew into another freighter.
Mm-hmm. I think he wants to be rolling out Cham here, though. I don't know why he's not doing that. I think he'd be kind of interested in trying, like, making sure that he doesn't run into those automated turrets in the event that he has them in his hand, but he doesn't. Okay, here's Cham. Yep. Yep. He shouldn't have activated that ugly. He should have gone straight for Guardian of the Wills, and then he would have been able to avoid taking a damage. That's okay, though. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, he might really be... He might not care about that turret, because his Guardian of the Wills is essentially his only removal this turn.
That is true at this point. Okay, that's really good for him.
That 3 damage is huge. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's just gonna knock out. He can knock out. Like, he's gonna have to take shields now, because otherwise he'll just knock out Lando, which will knock out the pilot immediately. Because the pilot has 8 damage.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man.
Yeah, I think he made he might have made a mistake there, Rainmaker, by putting the shield on him, on the pilot, as opposed to the Lando. You kind of want to protect the Lando a little more and let the pilot just be soak. Okay, so he's gonna get the shield.
See what he draws. Another headstrong. That's no good.
No good for him. So he's putting the shield out. Okay, fine. He's gonna go with the partisan U-wing here? Okay. Okay, sure, why not? Ooh boy. This is where it gets a little dicey. Oh, what a bad roll for him. But I mean, the shields are still fine. But what did he just do?
The partisan X-wing.
Oh, he partisan X-wing damage, yeah.
Wow, another 2 guns.
So now he's got to take shields again. So yeah, take the Lando shield, take probably the Rebel pilot shield. Needs to get the value on that while he still can. Whoops, there you go. Okay, now he's protected. I think right now he actually may want to dump the 2 damage from the U-wing into Bix. Get rid of that focus. That'll help him out a little bit. And like, you just keep kind of whittling down what his options are here.
That's a good call. Yeah, he may have tunnel vision right now on that Lando.
Yeah, he might, but that's okay.
Yep.
I mean, he's man.
Yeah, I mean that focus could be. I mean, taking that focus off the board is pretty important.
Yeah, he's running the wire here. I mean, he's got to see that, like, Bix is next to dead. No, don't re-roll now, silly boy.
Why do you say that?
He was hovering.
But why not? What are you thinking?
No, he needs to kill Bix.
I mean, besides that play, like, is there some other reason why you don't like the reroll?
Well, not particularly. I could see why he would think about it, because one of one of the methods of doing well in these types of scenarios is you want to deal indirect before direct. He doesn't need to do. You don't need 3 damage there, dude. Okay, he's just okay. All right. So that was fine, considering that he was trying to kill both things. See, now that's kind of right, because now he just wants to he wants to just re-roll into indirect for the win, and force him to stick on. He has to stay on the shields in order to live.
Yeah.
Come on, take your damage, baby. Okay. Okay. Now he wants to reroll and damage on something.
Oof.
Okay, see, he's feeling good. Yeah,
That's
he's gonna feel good from that. Like he's gonna get this now.
And he still has the PA from the Partisan U-Wing.
Yep, and so he's gonna resolve. He'll probably resolve the Cham, reroll Cham out, then resolve the 3 indirect. I mean, he's gonna methodically just take him out here. He's probably got it now. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
I'm right.
Now he's got to take.
These shields, though, man, these shields are a problem.
No, it's okay. Like think of the alternative. If it weren't that, it could be damage.
True.
And those, and those are higher damage size than they are shield size. So he kind of is more happy than not to allow for him to take shields on those rather than get big damage sides.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. It's just the reason I say that is if we move into the next round, which I believe we will be. There's a chance that it ends this round.
See, there you go.
That might be it.
That's it. I mean, like, that's enough right there. He doesn't have any resources. Yeah, he's just, I think he's gonna, that's it. Oh, well, I guess he technically has to roll something out of this. Yeah, see, there you go. He's got it. Yeah, there he goes. Okay.
Well, where my head was going was if he didn't get the kill there, I feel like Rainmaker was in a very good position heading into the next round, right? Because of the automated turret, because of the activation effect on the Partisan X-Wings.
Yeah. You're not wrong, but consider that, like, depending on what he's got in his hand, like, there's so many ways in which one rollout or one card might turn into just an auto win situation. So, like, he's reached the point of inevitability as a result.
Yep. Well, that was a very good game. So now the series is tied 1-1. We're heading into game 3.
Yeah.
ARH League 57 Finals. Let me just pull up the bracket again. I'm not sure how many people are watching at this point, but
I don't know. What do we got? Dean McCarthy says, "Ooh, a commentary team." Ooh.
Tight finals indeed.
I can't tell from just the YouTube. One of your watchers is me. I just need to be able to see hands upon occasion.
So game 3. What do we? What do you think each player's thinking? What do they need to do? How are they adapting to what they've seen so far?
Well, they have both of them have fairly rigorous mulligan rules for themselves, I imagine. They know what they want to keep and what they want to just toss no matter what. I think you just have to follow the game plan. One question is going to be, it's Rainmaker's choice of battlefield. More than likely, he's going to take Newt's battlefield because he wants the health. That was a 34-28 health game. And you can see how that big of a difference that makes. As opposed to essentially 32-30.
Yep.
And so my guess is that he's going to pick the battlefield, that is more favorable to him, which this is a take the shields in a control game. And, as long as you're not against Mill, it's almost always take the shields. But we'll see. I think, Newt had both of them had good starting hands, but Newt's health pool acts as kind of a bit of extra, quote, quote, mitigation. That's kind of how he won there, right? Compare that to scenarios where, like, even against a mid-range deck like Yaddle Luke, when you're operating off 24 health as opposed to 32, like, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. Rainmaker probably wants to make sure he sees that co-pilot at some point. That's like kind of important to him. But he really just wants the excess raider and a mod. That's the game plan for him.
Yep. Another pretty solid opening hand here. He's going to keep a vehicle and 2 mods.
Ooh, there you go. I can't see it yet, but the YouTube feed is running a few seconds behind.
Yeah, it's probably a delay there.
Oh, and even threw back a deflector shield too. I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, the deflector shield is probably surprisingly powerful in this deck, especially from a turn 1. If you can just get it out.
Pretty relevant
like
against burn, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not entirely accurate to call what Newt's doing burn, but it's pretty dadgum close. He's not running as much damage from hand. I think his main thing is like the improvised explosive.
That's very true.
And so, but it's still like it's close because of the importance of B2 to the deck overall. Like, B2 just does so much. Looks like he's keeping the ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, he already he mulliganed, yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing the behind. Oh my gosh. Okay. He just in the YouTube feed it's oh, never mind.
Very happy to draw into that B2 emo.
Oh man. So he's really he's thrilled by this hand. Almost undoubtedly. With this Pathfinders, which operates well with Mimic and Cham, and B2, the cheapo ugly, which just getting that out turn 1 is just super valuable, since it's just got such a high value die for the 1 cost.
Yeah, and you called it. Rainmaker is choosing to play on Undercity, which is Newt's battlefield, so Rainmaker won't get the shields.
Yep.
Oh, and it does look like with the Undercity, Newt draws into a truce and he's going to bottom deck and nobody's listening. That's pretty good. Love seeing that.
All right, our excess is out. Now it's about to get excessive. That cargo is rolling. Well,
so I wonder if he's going to PA with Bix, play one of the 1-drop mods, and then the before piloting ability on the freighter overwrite
Yeah.
with, you know, the big
Yeah,
boy.
very likely.
Seems to be the MO. Yeah, I mean, Newt here is pretty happy to resolve 5 indirect.
Oh, sure. I mean, he just wants the highest value out of his dice that he can, with as few rerolls as possible. I mean, as we all do, but those are good sides for him. He's happy with that.
Yeah, it's like the Destiny tagline: just resolve your best sides.
Yeah. Just roll your best sides. Just roll threes.
Just do it.
Just roll threes. It's not hard.
There's the BMO.
I'll tell you what, I definitely underrated B2 Emo as a card when it came out. That little droid is one tough bugger.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, we have so many like.
did you see what he did there? He just he rolled into that +2 and just snap activated Guardian of the World's like, nope. Whoops.
Did he Guardian it?
Yeah, he Guardian the snap Guardian into the 2. But of course he rolls out the Millennium Falcon and just rolls another 2. Yeah. I mean, it spreads out the damage a little more, I guess, but still. There's everybody's favorite ugly.
Those uglies definitely did some work last game. Then he was able to get them out turn 1, and again, he's doing the same.
They're kind of amazing. Gotta love it.
Rainmaker here getting a lot of value. I mean, he was able to roll out the dorsal with its ability and actually resolve it.
Yep.
Which you don't always see.
Yeah, it's a trick sometimes to get it. Wait, what is he doing? Oh, he's undoing what he decided he wasn't going to do it. What are you doing? Wait a minute, bud. What you thinking? What are you thinking? Okay. He says, yeah. Activate, do the search. We're going to overwrite with the Mr. Heavy Cannon.
Yep.
So that's going to roll out. He's going to get a reroll. Oh my gosh. That's what he wants.
Yeah, that's very good.
Oof. Oof.
Absent from Rainmaker's list, at first I thought it was kind of interesting, is cluster missiles. Cluster missiles are not to be found in his list.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not exactly the ideal cluster missile deck. There's enough value that you're getting out of the rest of your vehicle dice that it's just not as necessary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that's solid.
Yeah, and within the context of that discard being out there, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think he just messed up my balance play, which is he really did not want to have to discard that resistance fighter, but he wants value. He doesn't want to get forced into this. That
We actually have
It's
not
just a
seen the
discard.
Alliance Pathfinders hit the table at all this entire
yeah,
series.
it's kind of unfortunate. That card's really fun.
That's because that's another way to trigger B-Emo. B2
Yep.
Emo.
Sure is. Yeah, because once you get it out, you just use Nimic and put pile on that, so you get 2 resolutions from it every turn.
Oh wow, lots of value from that die. So if you're a Rainmaker here, do you take the $1 on that Rebel Pilot?
Absolutely.
Think it's worth the damage?
It's worth the. Oh yeah, at this stage of the game, yeah.
Yep, he does take it. Let's see if Newt might have missed the trigger there because he was drawing from the battlefield. Let's see if he.
Oh,
That's relevant. Oh, I think he missed that. He did not take a chance.
that's not a May though, is it? You may need to point it out.
Let's see.
It's not a May.
Oh, he got it. He got
There
it.
it is, okay.
They must have said.
Okay, yeah, they talked about it.
Okay.
Newt's played this deck enough. He knows it's not a May, so you can just.
Both players have pretty interesting hands. A little bit of removal, a little bit of utility, board state progression. Another arrestor cruiser. Oh, a truce. Does he just truce into the arrestor? He's doing it. I fucking
100%.
I love this.
All.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal.
Yep, it's coming. Boom.
That thing is so
Riggedy
good.
wrecked.
Try to keep it PG normally on OTS, but I got a little excited there. I got a little excited.
Well, it's 11 o'clock. Casera's boys are not here. They must be in bed.
Yeah, let's hope.
Destiny after dark.
Oh man. Yeah, that is devastating. That's quite the
really
blow.
really big.
Quite
Yep.
the blow to Rainmaker.
Yep.
But shields are kind of down now though for Newt, right? He's got no money to play his remove. Although he does have a rallying cry.
Mhm.
He still has a guardian, so.
Funny thing about the automated turret, it also is not a May. And so one thing the opponent you as the opponent to somebody playing an automated turret can do is you can kind of control where that damage goes a little bit.
Right.
And so you kind of note, for instance, that Newt, after that automated turret was played, he immediately went and activated Nimic.
Yes.
Because he wants to preserve his Cham as hardcore as possible.
So, okay. Rainmaker was able to cycle 2 cards. couple of mods.
Mm-hmm.
If you had
So hard to.
if you had to say who was ahead right now, who would you say? I think with that arrestor cruiser play, it certainly feels
yeah.
like Newt is taking the lead.
I'm gonna call this kind of neck and neck.
Yeah, I mean you can't. Yeah, because Rainmaker's board is pretty strong still.
Yeah, because it's 11 damage on Newt. It's 7 on Rainmaker, which puts them even health left, except for shields. But he's going to be taking 4 damage this turn from indirect, and he's lost a bunch of dice. He's lost 3 dice from the arrestor cruiser, and he's going to be taking more damage. His dice that are coming aren't really as good as, I mean, other than the Millennium Falcon there. Like, he's got, the Millennium Falcon has a heavy cannon on it, so that's good, but it's going to be tough for him to. I think at the end of this round, it's probably going to be slightly favored on Newt's end.
Yeah.
His board state's not quite as good. I'll tell you what Newt probably wants to try and figure out what to do, like how to do here. Like, he wants to take those 3 resources because he wants to arrest a cruiser next turn. He's going to try to dump his entire hand. He's going to get as much value as he can, take as many resources as he can, and try to put himself in a position where he's either going to be able to play that outrider in his hand soon, which I wouldn't be surprised if he just takes 4 resources, uses that focus, gets that blank into a resource, and just goes.
Yeah.
If he outriders here, he might be able to see about getting either figure out what can he put something on the bottom of his deck? Can he put that something out? There's ways in which he could really get ahead here. But then again, with the rallying cry and headstrong. That's it. He's got a headstrong in his hand, but in Rainmaker that is. But that's his only. I think that's his only removal.
Yep.
Is that right? So
they both have headstrong.
Yeah, they both have headstrong.
But yeah, I can see that line. I can see him kind of just taking a beat this round and trying to get the outrider out.
Yeah.
But he might take a beating if he does that. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, again, it could be worth it though.
No, it's board state, man. If he's got the board state advantage going into next turn, I think he'll be unstoppable. Okay. This will be a crucial roll.
Wow.
See, 5 damage there is that's a big deal.
Yeah,
and watch this. This could be 6 damage. That's pretty big. That's
it's just
nearly
about
deleting a character.
Yep.
So that's pretty pivotal here. Now, what he probably ought to be doing, he probably needs to Guardian that 3. Because I think he wants to. His Guardian of the Wills is what he's more willing to give up. So he needs to Guardian that 3. I guess he could also no, wait, he doesn't have the resource. He can't headstrong here. Duh.
Yeah, he doesn't have many options. Wonder what he's thinking.
He's considering how fast he wants to get to. Okay, yeah, he's considering how fast he wants to try to approach getting the outrider, but he's choosing to dirtle.
Huh.
I'm really kind of surprised. I think the right move should have been to Guardian the 3, because now he's going to have Cham at a potentially dangerous spot here.
making me nervous. He needs to just PHM already. I mean, I don't think there is a way for Rainmaker to surprise kill Cham. So.
Nah, he knows that there isn't.
Yeah.
I am a little surprised that he's making this choice to have, like, he's going Dirtle here.
And now
he has to Guardian. Okay, he gets his resource. See, like, I don't know, why did he do it this way, dude? Okay.
I've never been so lonesome in my life
I mean, one
as I am right now.
thought, by the way. By focusing into Nemec's resource, that at that point in time, he eliminated the possibility of him getting what he really wanted, which is to roll that resource on the Guardian and then be able to focus the Outrider.
Right. Yeah, I thought about
So a
that.
little bit of inefficiency there for him. He didn't quite ascertain that line was possible because, like, he knew he was going to get the Outrider. The question is, what more could he get out of it?
Well, now he's got a PHM because Cham's going down.
Yep.
Again, it just seems very unnecessary that Cham is dying here.
Mm-hmm.
Very avoidable outcome there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's see what happens with this Outrider. Oh, special.
See?
Oh my gosh, look at that.
What did he get?
He got a
Annihilator?
Partisan U-Wing and another Arrestor Cruiser.
So I would say he probably wants to keep the Arrestor Cruiser and put the U-Wing underneath. Because even though it's potentially, you know, it's like a bigger thing.
Is
that what he's doing?
That's what he's doing. Yep.
Yeah, because he wants to save the Arrestor for next turn.
For next round, yeah.
And he wants to try and pull off getting something ridiculous here. Okay,
I'm sure he would have rather seen the Annihilator droid, but the U-Wing's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll throw out, the Nemec here and see if he can't get another resource out of this, and or the focus. Okay, yeah. Because he wants to end up like, okay, that's fine. That's good. He likes that. Which one's he doing? What are you doing? I'm betting on Nemec. I'm right. Okay. Yep, and he gets this focus, so he probably takes, Well, actually, so what else does he have in his hand? He's got a Headstrong and a Rallying Cry.
And an Arrestor Cruiser, yeah. And Rainmaker, I think, claimed inadvertently before Bix was ever activated.
Oh, he didn't realize it. Oops.
Both players maybe having some mental
fatigue
this round.
Yeah, a little bit of tiredness.
It happens.
It happens.
Focus into the 3-gun? Or the...
No, he's going to go for the resource here. He wants to have 4 resources going into the next round.
Of course.
Yeah. So he's feeling good. He likes where he's at. Now he doesn't even have to draw into a truce or something. He's gonna arrest, he's gonna discard the Headstrong. Oh, buddy. Excuse me.
Whoops. Okay.
The funny thing about him discarding that Headstrong is that's kind of a signal Like you have that many resources and you're discarding a headstrong. That means you're carrying something big.
Right.
So he's if unless he's just not thinking, about that at that level of granularity, he's probably realizing that there's another arrestor cruiser coming.
Yeah. So if Rainmaker,
If he's thinking straight, he may say like, I got to spend those 2 resources, but he doesn't. Okay.
yeah, I think he activated the correct vehicle first,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you want the 4 dice rather than just the 3.
and just the activation effect on the freighter.
Yep.
That's big. But still, the arrestor cruiser is still going to get some value here as long as he doesn't roll into lethal or anything. 5 damage is pretty big. Oh man.
No, he can't do that.
He just
He
played
can't
it.
do that. No, but you have to activate the support.
After you play this upgrade, you may activate attached support.
Pendant. The Clone War has.
After you play this upgrade, you
He
may
activated.
Oops.
So by searching,
Well, it's a before effect on the freighter. I'm not sure. That's a tricky one.
well, it's you have to. You only get the then if you do the previous. I didn't notice it before. I mean, I know I'm correct in this interpretation of the rule, but that's kind of up to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I didn't notice that was what was going on before.
it's I think it's fair that they would interpret it that way, but I do think you're right.
It's understandable,
Yeah.
but it's not correct.
Yep.
I mean, it's just the hard thing you got to remember is that whenever there's whenever there's a then in a stream of text like that, you always have to do the prior in order to execute the then. There's lots of stuff like that, and we know that to be true. And I would totally understand it's a complex interaction with the excess freighter itself, but when the excess freighter pulls the Artcaster because from its own activation, that's what happens.
Yep. Okay, so
What did he do?
He just bottom decked an Alliance Pathfinder. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that could be significant. It's not as good as
He's running out of actions, though, is the thing. And health.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been by typing. I've been missing some of what's been going on, and noticing now. It's like, oh, great, he's got a whole bunch of damage on the table, and it just keeps getting higher. Yeah, I mean, I think what we saw last turn. Like my projection was that Newton would be potentially ahead, but he might not actually be much ahead at this point, and he may be behind because of the way that he just took so much damage on Cham and lost Cham last turn. Cham is such a lot of value. I mean, what he's running 7-4. That's a dead. Yeah. So now he's got 7 health left, and yeah, he's behind at this point quite a good bit. He's got to get those arrestor cruisers just pumping.
Yeah, I mean, he does have some very high value stuff yet to be rolled out, plus the Pathfinders, which doesn't look like Rainmaker can do anything about this Outrider special. So it does kind of look like maybe Newt's leaving the special on the table just to give himself the option to do the other mode.
Maybe, but I don't know why he would. I mean, well, I guess the advantage would be if he gets like a 3 damage off of the arrestor or something.
Yeah.
Or the Pathfinder. He's tempting fate here a little bit, though.
Yeah, Newt has definitely found himself behind a chip in the chair, but there's always a way in Destiny. That came up in the general chat today. Always a way.
Indeed.
A game of skill and creativity and variance.
Yeah. What did he get off that Undercity roll or Undercity PA?
I didn't catch it. Let's see.
Should be his rightmost card.
Oh, he got another Partisan X-Wing.
Oh, okay.
He does have a mod, but
oh boy.
Yeah, he's got greed, so he can. Oh, the thing is, he can't quite afford the vehicle at this time, though.
Yeah, so he's just got to survive here, though. If he can survive this turn, he's probably in a position to win.
Ooh, there it is. There's 3 guns.
I mean, he keeps rolling 3s. Who knows? Okay, here comes the dorsal. Ooh. Immediate value. I kind of feel like he'd want to play the Resistance Pathfinder, though. That's like... He'll get 2 rolls on it. And that once you get kind of the second roll on a turn on that thing, it kind of just creates its own luck at that point. Look at this. Okay. What's his upper limit here? If he can get 4 damage off of the 2 roll-ins of a Resistance Pathfinder, if he went that direction, that would be... And he gets max damage otherwise. Like, he could get 3, 6, 9, 12, 16, 17 damage, maybe, at absolute max. What does he got? He's sitting on 6 and 5, 11, and another 7. So he's got 18. Ooh. Okay. So there is a chance here. There's a weird little chance here that things could get odd. With double greed in Rainmaker's hand and a co-pilot and the resistance fighter, or the Alliance X-Wing or whatever that thing is.
Partisan X-Wing, yeah.
Partisan X-Wing. Partisan X-Wing. So let's see. Yeah, he takes the resource here, plays the co-pilot because he wants the. That's okay. So that's actually kind of significant because with 2 co-pilots out, Now all of them have +2 health. So that puts him pretty out of reach. And now it's like, let's see, that's a 10 health rebel pilot. So 6
Oh, wow.
and 8, 14, and 8, 22 health left. So that's significant.
Special on the arrestor cruiser. It's not going to do much.
Nope. Not really. He'll reroll that probably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's just too far gone. I think that, I mean, again, if he can just keep with if his max damage is like 18, he's just got to go for max and hope. Because that's the only way he gets parity here. I mean, those co-pilots are actually, I shouldn't overcount them, because the moment one of them dies, it's like another loss of 2 health.
Right.
So it makes it more difficult for indirect, but otherwise, eh. He does want... Man, I just can't imagine why he wouldn't want to try to get that resistance Pathfinder out.
Oh, here he goes. Let's see what he's going to do. He is going to get that.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, the upper limit on the resistance fighter here, the Pathfinder. Yeah, see, he wants, if he can get 4 damage out of that from the 2 roll-ins.
Also, removing the resource from it to roll it back in is going to trigger BMO.
Yeah, that's part of my calculus. So I'm assuming like he gets 3, 3, 3, 3 on his other 4 dice. He gets 2 2s on and the B2 damage from the Pathfinder. So that's where I'm calculating the 17 damage. And then Nemec here could make that bigger or smaller. But now he's got the... It's good. Okay, so he has... Wait, does it roll or resolve? Okay, yeah, he's doing it. He did it.
He did it from Nemec.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to miss that, since it was part of the plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Now he's going to try to he wants to reroll probably... I'm not even sure you want to reroll the Nemec dice here. You just want to reroll the other stuff. Like, take that 2 damage and 1 focus and just reroll the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't discard, dude. Just go.
I like the focus. I would reroll the special, the blank, and the discard at this point.
Yeah, that's it. He's just got to try to go for max. Because if he can deal out 19 damage this turn, then like he's got a shot. He might be able to pull this off.
It's pretty... Oh, he resolves...
What are you doing, baby? All right, well, dream is over. No, I'm just no. Oh no, I forgot he could do this. I totally forgot. I mean, he has the Pathfinder. Oh man.
Oh, okay. But still, though, he could have... Yeah.
No, I know why he did it now. He wanted to, since it was value that he could get now, he went ahead and it's like, okay, I'm going to try to bank on maybe hitting a removal card if he's holding on to it. You know, a 0-cost removal like a strike or something. And now he's, since he could get the value out of it, now he's like, okay, now I can reroll. See, now this is fine for him. He feels very good about this.
Wow.
Because now he's like, okay, I'll resolve. I'm getting everything I want now. Like now I resolve the Pathfinder, I roll it back out, I re-roll again, and I get nearly max damage because he's showing max on most of his dice already. Now he'll see it. This is what he wanted. Yeah, yep. So the miscalculus on my end was I forgot that he hadn't actually done the path or the U-wing yet.
Yep.
So yeah, it makes sense to hit the discard then. Just go ahead and do it. Now he's activated it. and he'll get another roll in with it. I mean, it's gonna be fine. He's plotting this out, but he doesn't really need to. He just needs to resolve the 2 damage and roll it back out, so he can then do another reroll.
Well, I would first resolve the indirect, right? Give your opponent.
No. Don't even do that yet. Don't even do that yet. Force your opponent. Like, you want to give yourself every opportunity to grab that extra little bit of value. Like, it doesn't matter that much, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but he could still roll an additional 3 damage off of the ugly on a reroll.
Well, what I mean is because you were saying you resolved the 2 guns or whatever on the Alliance Pathfinder, so you could roll it back out. I was saying that I first would like to see him resolve the indirect, right? Give your opponent the opportunity to make a mistake.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
You know, they might misassign the indirect, and you know, man, what a game!
Yeah, this can be swingy. So he has a line. I'm fine with him resolving the indirect if he just doesn't reroll before he resolves the Pathfinder again, because he needs. If he wants to put himself in the best chance for victory, he's got to do it that way.
Focusing.
No. Okay. Don't need to do that. Why, baby? Why? Unless he has done the math and I'm something that I'm not seeing. I think, like, I mean, he does have 3 rerolls from the Pathfinder, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I just would have liked to have had him have the opportunity to.
Alright, so let's see if he remembers the BMO trigger. I absolutely hope that he does.
Yeah, right?
Because that's relevant. I don't know if he did.
He forgot.
Oh, man.
Bro, you didn't have to do it this way. Alright, well, he got it anyway, but still. Alright, remember what we said. What was his max? 19 damage.
That is a boatload of damage right there, man. 3, 6, 9, 11. 16, yeah, plus the other 3 that he...
Why are you doing it? What are you doing to me, baby? Why did he do it that way? Why did he do it that way? Oh, that's... This is not... Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so, like...
This is where you do wish you had everybody Prophets in your deck. Because you just win. But...
Here's the crazy thing. If he applies the... okay.
So they each have just 1 health.
No. Bix has 2. I mean, well, no, I guess effectively, yeah, it's 1 because he just has to do 1 damage to... and here's the... So if he had B2'd, if he had done the B2, he would have been fine. Like, but he muffed it up for himself here.
Yep. Can't miss those triggers, boys. I think the Sanctuary is going to be pretty huge here. He's going to love to remove that 3 indirect and take 3 shields. That's...
Well, he's going to do his rerolls here.
Sure. Millennium Falcon's not going to do. That Millennium Falcon special is not very
That's-
relevant in light of the Sanctuary that
Yeah.
will probably come.
Yep, that's a 4 damage. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Oh my gosh, he should have.
He rolled out.
Ah!
He must have felt that like the Ewing was his best chance at damage.
Well, he wasn't dead on board, but now he could be. Yeah, now he's definitely dead on board. He Yep, that's it. That's
There
it. And the winner is the Rainmaker.
All right, there you have it. Rainmaker is your ARH League 57 final winner. Ding, ding, ding. Congrats, guys. Well played to both of you. Congrats
Yeah.
to Rainmaker. Those decks require a lot of heavy piloting, and you got to remember your triggers and your sequencing, but yeah. Appreciate you coming out to cast, Norm. That was fun, man. That was...
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. I always enjoy getting the chance to cast with you. I mean, it doesn't happen all that often, but
Yeah.
it's always,
It's a-
I learn something every time.
Well, there we go. We discovered a cute interaction with Outrider and Annihilator droid that I didn't think about before. So there you go.
Yep. Yep. Well, it's quite late, so I think I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to close the stream. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, Norm. Thanks for
Yes,
those
sir.
who tuned in. Swag Dean I think he was there till the end. So, yeah, but thanks.